Okay, welcome back to the channel where we are building a video game from scratch using Love2d and Lua. Yesterday we started working on some debugging here for the walking. Like, look at us. We shouldn't be, every time I tap left, we should be in that step animation, but that's not the case. And for the stream viewers, I just took us down to 720, and I took our bitrate down a bit, and I changed to hardware encoding, so hopefully that might fix what we're doing, but I don't know. Let's hope we don't crash. Let's hope. Okay. So I think the first thing I want to do is kind of see what happens if we play around with some of the animation here. Like, if we... Well, first thing I want to do is try to get the game running on the same window. I wonder if we have a Lua config file. We do. So there's... We should be able to say... I googled this earlier, and I'm going to try this out, because Lua will default to the main window, which is my laptop, but I'm looking at and streaming through my 1920 by 1080 screen. So we'll see if we can put that. It is a window display equals. So it should be this data.window display equals 2 instead of 1. Let's see if that works. Let's write that out. We will run our game again, and yeah, let's run our game. Let's see. Oh, it worked. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yep, look at that. I couldn't tell you why this is happening. I don't think we are actually scaling things by delta time. I think we are just... We'll need to fix that, man. That's jacked up. Yeah, I don't think we're scaling things by delta time. I think we're just adding delta time when we should be multiplying it so that it's scaling. Because that's the only thing I could think that it would make it run so fast, is that my processor on the Mac is just way faster. This is crazy. Oh, there's our bug. Oh, we did fix it. So yesterday we tried fixing the walking bug, the infamous walking bug, and I think it actually did fix itself. It doesn't prevent it from happening in the first place, but by the time you press the input again and then release, it'll take out all of the input lists for that value. So I think that did work in fixing that, but it didn't, it didn't stop it from happening in the first place. So we'll have to make sure we're doing that. So I honestly think we need to rehaul all the player movement. Why can I not walk right here? I must have drawn something that is strange. Okay. Wow. Okay, let's see. I wanna check if we look in the entity class, we do have a dot direction that we set. I'm kind of curious, are we printing up that direction? Yeah, we are. Okay. So it looks like the player doesn't move just based off the direction, unlike the gecko entities. So that's not as broken as I thought. And before I forget, I'm gonna go add it to our comp. A comment saying toggle this for Mac use or whatever, or for secondary. Right here. I'm gonna say toggle window display, I'll just call it. Okay. Sweet. So let's take a look at our entity. So our player itself is an entity at the moment, and an entity has a dx, a dy, a dot hit, an offset, as well as an original position, as well as an animation returned, some collision, a state change, a damage flash, particle system. Jesus. Okay. See, look at this. We're doing times. We are doing times delta time for dx. So maybe. Why are we moving so fast then? See how we're doing that our velocity gets dx minus a slow to stop times delta time. So we are multiplying by delta time, so I don't get why we're so super fast. Delta time is the time elapsed in seconds since the last frame. So it's probably something like 0.1 or 0.3 or something. We could print it up. We can print it up and we can see. So if we go here, we can just put in delta time so that we can see what it is. And we can see Copilot comes in handy sometimes, man. Okay. Delta time nil. Okay, well, does that mean our render function isn't given delta time? So it should exist as a global, though. We're able to pass it into our play state. So maybe we have to pass in delta time to our render. I don't know. Or we can just make I'll just call it. We'll make a local delta time. Then we will store it. We'll actually update it with whatever delta time is, and then we should have access to that in our draw function. So yeah, delta time gets delta time. Why is it grayed out like that? Then we aren't using it, maybe. Okay, so then the dt here is going to be delta time. Okay, is it not grayed out anymore? Delta time, okay. Yeah, let's see. Wow, delta time is tiny, tiny, tiny. So yeah, normally it's like 0.1 or 0.3, so our Mac M3 processor is probably just super faster than the other one. Now, I don't get why. Maybe it should be 60. It should be 60. Now we, I mean, and it probably is stable at 60 because we've got, let me, I believe in our play state, we should have a function called FPS. No, maybe in our main. Where is it? Maybe in our main. Where is our main even, man? Main. Really? Okay. Let's see. We should have an FPS. Really? Yeah, display FPS. Okay. So if we put this display FPS on, it should be 60. I didn't see it. What the... Oh, it's because... Okay, well... There it is at the bottom. Oh, wow, yeah, we're at like 150. Yeah, let me scoot over the Tashio Tempo so we can see that better. Yeah, 160 frames a second. Oh, that... I guess I'm used to how fast it was moving, because now that looks slow. let's... Yeah, let's move our display FPS to be a little higher. So we'll just put it not at -12, but maybe -42. We could see it right there. So yeah, 161 frames a second. Wow. You know, I didn't think this would happen. I thought it tries to normalize it to 60 FPS. Dude, yeah. That's wild. I mean, it is like a Game Boy resolution, but still 164 frames a second is pretty wild. That's insane when you think about all the tiles it's loading and configuring and animation. Like, the thing is though, like, look at the animation is perfect. The animation is at the right speed. So we're scaling that right by delta time, however we're doing that. Nice. Yeah, dude, I love Apple. I mean, I love their computers. I hate Windows so much. It's just that, I don't know. I only have the laptop, which is kind of hard to stream on. Those are timed. Yeah, they're timed with delta time. I thought. I mean, they have an interval. But they're functioning outside of. Well, I guess they could be. No, yeah. They're cycling one by one, so I think that does look right. Nice. Yeah, I just love the terminal in Mac so much better than Windows. I hate Windows terminal. Sucks butt. Really does. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I hope my PC isn't dead, because, you know, I mean, it is 11 years old, but I spent like 3,400 on it, and it's a beast of a computer. So I hope this cooler does actually work, but I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to Windows again. I just hate it so much. Wow, okay. I don't know what to do here, honestly. I don't know how to fix this. It's okay. Whatnot, like dude, the stream yesterday was probably the worst stream I've ever done, because it's a new setup. I couldn't get anything to work. The sound was all off. Everything was jacked. I didn't get anything done except I did technically fix that walking bug. Well, fixed one part of that walking bug, but I don't even know where to start with this, because we already checked the delta time, and we are scaling it by delta time for our player. So I'm kind of curious what our drawing entities. You know, I don't. I thought that Love handled that and tried to optimize for 60 FPS. That was my understanding. But that is not the case. So like, all we're given is delta time. As far as I know, Love2d only gives us delta time, so we're supposed to scale based on that. And then I thought it was supposed to optimize to 60 FPS, but maybe I mean, clearly that is not the case. Let's see. Love.timer sleep 1/60th minus frame time. Would that go in our main loop? Love update, love timer dot sleep. Okay, let's try it. So I guess we would do this in the... I don't know where I don't know if we have a love.run. I think it's just the main. Yeah, I think it's just main. I don't think we have the love.run, but let's do it here. And we'll say love timer sleep 1/60th minus delta time. I had done this in the past, and it was giving me jacked up results like this, too. That's better. I mean, it's not, it's not 160 frames a second. That is so bad. Look how bad the walking is. I'm just pressing left, and he's doing that. We need to fix it. Alright, it's better. But I remember having the same issue before, and I never figured it out. 1/60th minus delta time. Now let's see. Local end time gets time, and then local frame time gets end time, and then subtract the start time of love. One thing that is so tough about Twitch is like how they format, they take all the spaces out of comments, and it makes it tough to read this stuff. But like this, where we have a minimum delta time, a next time, and then in the update, we update our next time by our minimum delta time. Something like that. That caps frames per second, does not give you constant frame rate for logic. I've seen this used before, this tick period. Getting delta times over 1, so your code isn't working for me. You need to time your main loop and add the delay at the end of each iteration with the delta. Well, it's hard for me to wrap my head around this. Update is just called every delta time, every frame. Update is called. I don't know what this guy was doing, but I know I've seen something. You want the logic to run exactly 60 times per second, not the frames that are displayed. Love has graphics running in the main thread, so you can't achieve perfect timings. Okay, so there's a tick period, an accumulator. Every delta time, we're gonna increment the accumulator by delta time. If our accumulator is greater than that tick period, then we subtract tick period from the accumulator? I don't get that. I don't get how that changes. Would that mean that we stop passing in delta time into our game and we start passing in this new accumulator variable? Because delta time isn't something we get to choose. Use the accumulator as my own delta time, yeah? Like, we'd have to replace delta time with whatever this, as long as we, you know, we limit it here with this tick period logic, and then we then pass in, instead of delta time, this new accumulator time. But, okay. I'm not getting how every frame this love update's running, and we're incrementing our accumulator. This doesn't have anything to do with rendering though, so it's like once our accumulator gets bigger than that tick period, we subtract the tick period. I don't get that. Do not sleep, they just exit the update. Well, yeah, I want to try, let's try this tick period thing and see if we can't get something stable printed on screen that's closer to the 1.3. Well, so if we take, you know, if we're shooting for the 1 second and 60 frames, that should be a 0.016 tick period. You skip your update if the accumulator is smaller than tick period. Okay, yeah, so like only until a 60th of a second has passed, only when a 60th second of time has passed, then we update. But I'm a little stuck. I mean, we would switch out delta time for this new accumulator, or whatever we call it. Right? And then yeah, let's try it. Let's try it. I'm getting stuck. Like, we'll do this. Local tick period is gonna get that 1/60th. And we'll do this outside of our update. Then we'll get a local accumulator to be 0. And then every time we update, we'll say that our accumulator gets modified by delta time. And if the accumulator is, oh my goodness, not that. If my accumulator is greater than or equal to the tick period, then here be your fixed time step. Accumulator. How does Copilot know what I'm trying to do? This accumulator. Oh my goodness. Okay. Spell accumulator differently everywhere. Okay. So now we should have an accumulator that... See, I don't get the minus tick period that they're doing here. DT can be 1 for testing. It tries to help too much. Oh yeah. I do wish there was like a little more delay in it, because it's like sometimes I'm typing in one thing and then it auto completes, and then I just get lost. Okay, so let's just print up accumulator and see what's happening here. So we'll also put our accumulator up here. We'll say put our accumulator then minus maybe 62. Let's see. That looks closer to the 0.1 delta time, right? I mean, it's hard to. Let's print it to the console here. Oh my goodness. It's all over the place. It is closer to 0.16. There's a 0.16. Okay. What am I looking at? How do I get out of here? Each frame takes a different time to render. Okay, yeah. So we only want to... Oh my gosh, this is just crazy. Okay, so if we use... Do we now just use whatever accumulator is instead of delta time, and that'll be closer to this 60 FPS? Because our delta time is like way smaller than this. We'll try with our player, and we're gonna say instead of we need to make accumulator global, I guess, or pass it down through all the. Let's make accumulator global. Yeah, I know Prosto could figure this out. Okay, so if accumulator's global, then our player can now be updated with, I want to find every delta time and change it with this accumulator. Let's see. Yeah, I bet you would crash there. That is the effect of some bad find and replace on my part. Sounds good, whatnot. Width, look at this. Where is it? Right there. Y accumulator. Replaced the dt of width, which I told it to do. Okay, we're still crazy fast. And I think it's probably because it's not our player, but it's our entity. Well, that's weird. So, like, our geckos aren't moving crazy fast, are they? Oh, yeah, they are. Okay, so let's go change the entity. So, we would want to... How many widths are there, first of all? There's 16 widths. Oh my god. Okay, and then how many delta times are there? 28. Motherfucker. Half of those are widths, though. Okay. Well, there is a way. Substitute. Oh, let's see. Looks like all the widths might be up there. delta time, delta time. Okay, yeah, this might be it. Let's substitute all these delta time with accumulator. And then let's go cycle through, make sure we're not missing any delta time. Right here. Go find, okay, so just these two. Okay, we're still going crazy fast. Okay, wonder if the player walk state might have any delta time logic. Entity walk state. Let's go through and change all these. There's a width, there's a delta time. There's only 3, so let's go change it. Say that this is now accumulator. Looks like we didn't even use delta time in our update here. Update. Walk speed. We need to scale this by delta time or by accumulator. Yeah, we really should. I think I'll change accumulator to be delta time spelled out. Because I don't like accumulator. That's accumulator. Accumulator. Okay. So now the walk speed could be jacked up, but now we're scaling it by the accumulator, so maybe oh no. This is so jacked. Okay. Entity walk speed times accumulator. So maybe for now we can say also times by 60 just to get us back to what the speed used to be, because accumulator is like a 60th. I'm like so backwards on this, but I just want to see them move. They should be moving. Okay, that's looking better. That's looking pretty good. Yeah. They're looking like the correct speed now. So we probably need to, instead of doing this times 60, we'd probably want to change our walk speed by times 60. Just because that value was so off of what it should have been. So this walk speed, I think, is defined in our entity definitions. Right here. Walk speed, no? Walk speed, no? Walk speed. Walk speed is random. We give it a random walk speed? And the random is... Okay, so we'll multiply this by 60. And then that should, at least for geckos, get them to be stable. That looks right. So now we need to make sure our player is getting this accumulator too. Oh my goodness. But then we would render, because this is good, because like, even though we're getting 163 FPS, the geckos are moving at the correct speed. Yeah, I'm Zoom Zoom. I'm the Audi guy. Oh god. Was it Audi that did those commercials? I don't... Or Mazda? No, I don't even know. Bad marketing if I don't remember. Mazda. Okay, so the geckos look right, because and then maybe we can do something where we cut delta time, where we can divide delta time so that it runs at 30 FPS and see if these geckos are running at the same speed. Because ideally, if the game's running at 30 FPS, they should still be updating and walking up at about the same speed, right? So maybe we can test that out. Those do that looks like the speed I was wanting for them. So we just need to make our character, our player, also be scaled by this. But I am curious if we go and try to make our delta time slower in main here, if those geckos will still be updating at the same speed, because that's the desired output, is that no matter what frame rate the game runs at, the logic is consistent. So I'm gonna say right here, delta time gets cut in, let's see, 160. We want it to divide by vsync 1. What does that do? Vsync 1. Let me try this first real quick and then we'll see. Okay, so that didn't do shit. Delta time gets delta time divided by 7. Enable vsync, but -1 will set adaptive. So what does vsync 1 +1 give us? Let's see, right here, data dot window set vsync. Does that fix the screen tearing or anything? Like, I know I've heard vsync, I'm just like, I don't exactly know what it is. Okay. I'm doing the set vsync wrong. Love2d set vsync. Where did I go wrong with this? Set vsync. Love.window. Oh, love.window? No, it's still not working. Okay, so yeah, it's a little more processing for the computer, so it should run slower than the 160 we've been getting. It doesn't like this set vsync, but that's what the documentation says. Love.window Set vsync. Set vsync, I'm spelling it right. Set vsync. 1 to enable, 0 to disable. But it crashes. It says vsync is a nil value. Love.conf.data. We can't do it here? Love? It still crashes. Window is a nil value. The one I'm seeing, well, let's try it. There's one I'm seeing here that is just window.vsync, not set vsync. Documentation says set vsync, but maybe let's try it. Just vsync. Nope. Yeah. Oh, gets one. Oh, let's try that. Okay, there we go. Still at 164. But I want to try to get this delta time. Oops. Okay, well that looks like that worked. Well, yeah, it didn't crash. It didn't change the output for the frame rate, but if we're able to print up, yeah, why can't we modify delta time here? Delta time gets 0.005. Why is delta time still like 164? When we assign it like that. Oh, that's the get FPS function, which is... Oh yeah, it's not delta time we're printing up the frames per second, so... Where do we... Yeah, where are we doing this? So vsync disabled and adapt with delta time. Okay. So was it -1 for vsync enabled or disabled? Gosh, okay. Let's try that. Let's say -1. So that if we were to keep our delta time, we do this, what? That would change. That does slow down our geckos. Okay. That is weird. I thought we changed our geckos to be all on the accumulator time, not delta time. Let's see if we slow it down even more. Can we slow them down? Whoa! Yeah, this is so jacked up. Wow. I feel like I'm in the movie Clock Stoppers right now. Or I'm A-Train in... Yeah, this is so jacked. But I thought I changed them to not be on delta time. They do turn really quickly. God. I got knocked and then... This is above my pay grade for sure. thought we had just changed our entities to only do not delta time, but accumulator. Yeah. Our entities, let's see our entity walk state. Yeah. We're scaling by the accumulator, not delta time. So why does... I guess since delta time, the whole game is updating, like our play state and everything is updating on delta time, not accumulator. But since these guys are being... their X and Y positions are being modified by accumulator, so they should... accumulator should be equivalent of get time times delta time. So accumulator should be not just plus delta time, but get time. Is that a Love2d thing? Love.get time? Something like that? Accumulator should be equivalent of get time. So accumulator gets that. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Let's see what there should be Love2d get time. Love.timer.get time. Love.timer.get time. Yeah, I think... well, what's weird is, like, the geckos, since they're being scaled by accumulator, they should not be super slow, right? Because that's the whole point, is, like, no matter what speed delta time runs at, their logic should be hard-coded, right? I know, I feel like I'm, the Flash. You know, because they're both super slow and I'm super fast. Oh! Wow. It's kind of cool. I do like it. Wow. I could just push him around. Oh my god. And then... wow. I mean, it is fun. I do like it. Oh no. This is really cool, though. I mean... wow. I'm still flashing. Okay. It's hard. It's hard. I mean, clearly we need to fix this, right? Like, this is something our game shouldn't be dependent on how fast your M3 chip runs. Makes you have cheat codes for running fast. So we do need to figure this out. This is a lecture I definitely probably skipped in the free game dev course that Harvard offers. Let's see if now our new get time. Let's see if the geckos are... see, that's looks a bit too fast. Well, maybe not. They look pretty good, and the flowers are good. It's like the flowers are working right, and the geckos are. So let's try to put our character... let's try to do our character player walk state and modify our position by our, not our delta time, but our accumulator. And what? We're not even scaling. We have to scale. We have to scale our X position offsets. See, this is where we were jacked up. We weren't even offsetting it by our delta time anywhere in here. So anytime we update our X position like this, we need to multiply by our accumulator. Now it also probably means that we have to speed up our default player walk speed so that we're not super slow, but let's try it. So we'll say accumulator. Okay, and then our Y position here. Can we delay calling the player walk state update by delta time? I don't know if we can. I think update runs every delta time. I don't know though. I really don't know. My understanding was delta time is just baked into the delta time is calculated for us in the engine, and then every update runs every delta time. That was kind of my understanding, but I really don't know. Times accumulator. Okay, any more? Okay. So let's go to our player walk speed and multiply that by 60 so we're not super slow. Actually, let's see a super slow first. It should be, well, it's very jacked up. In this case, we'll need to add time get time times delta time, and then multiply by time on all movements. And right, let's see. Well, that doesn't I don't get why our player would be so jacked up. Let's go here to our main, and we'll go to our delta time. So you're saying instead of this accumulator, we'll have time. And then instead of all this accumulator, we'll say time get time times delta time. And then do we still do tick period stuff? Oh god. What am I doing? Yeah, this is above my pay grade. I don't know any about this stuff. Time get time times delta time. That's how much time has elapsed. Well, I'm confused. I'm confused. Let's see if our player can have a walk speed faster. Yeah, delta time is the time elapsed, yes. Since the last frame, yeah. Where do we give ourselves a walk speed? Walk speed gets def walk speed right there. Player walk speed, it's a constant. So let's go here. We'll say, comment this out real quick. Well, yeah, actually, let's just multiply this for right now, just to see. Wow. Yeah, really jacked up. Gotta run. All right. Hey, sounds good. Thanks for the help, dude. I'm gonna, you know, this is big stuff. I'm sure I'll be working on it. You know, maybe not today, but in the next couple days, I'll be working on this still. So, This is so jacked. All right. What did we change that just jacked up all our walking? Well, we went into the player walk state and we did all this accumulator stuff. So let's just get rid of that. Get us back to at least working walking. Yeah. Thanks, man. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's cool because it's like, you know, this stuff is tough. But, you know, just because I don't know how to do it doesn't mean I shouldn't try to figure it out. Okay, player walk speed gets player walk speed, okay. Wow, why does that screw up? Exactly, yeah. It is tough. Accumulator. There we go. Yeah, I honestly probably need to go back and watch all the lectures for the CS50 game dev because I only watched 2 of them. I should probably do more. I didn't even watch the one we're making this game, like the Zelda game that I didn't even watch that one. We're using some of the code, like for the... Oh! Okay. Well, the geckos look fine. The geckos look fine, and if we take a look at how we did the geckos... Okay, one thing I want to do, I'm going to take off this. And then let's find our entity walk state, and we do have an accumulator that we're modifying our Y and X positions by, and our update function gets our accumulator, so by the same logic, you know, but the thing is we are an entity walk state. Our player is an entity walk state. Actually, it's a player walk state, yeah. But why did changing it just like we did here didn't fix the issue here? Now, accumulator is global, so we shouldn't actually even need to pass it in as delta time, and we're not even using delta time at the moment. Yeah, we're not even using delta time. So, how come we can't just... Oh, yes, let's do this. We modify accumulator here. And we'll do it here. Times accumulator. And we'll need to speed ourselves up, but this should make us very slow. And if it makes us very slow, then I think I'm starting to understand this, but we'll see. Times accumulator. Yeah, we're very slow. So yeah, here's where we want to modify our... This is awesome though. Wow, it's really cool to see it move like this. But yeah, this is where we can see that. Look at that, yeah. Every time I press left, we should step, and that's been the issue here. We don't always do that. Okay, but now that this is great, because now we're running at 165 frames per second, but our geckos at least are... Oh my, look at a stable... I don't know. Let's see. let's go, for right now, go into our constants and change our player walk speed to be more than 1. It's 60. Now we should be a little closer to normal speed. Yeah, that's still too fast, but wow. Oh, this is jacked. This is the opposite of what we want to do. Because look, he sped up. As the game was starting at a slower frames per second, he was walking slower, and then he sped up. Look at how slow he is, and then as the game, what the heck? Oh my god. That is so fast. Wow, really jacked up. This is so wrong. It is fun, I have to say. It reminds me, you know what it reminds me of, K-Tron, is the Grandpa Simpson's car in Hit and Run. That thing was fast. So by that logic, this should speed up over time too. No? Dude, yeah, Grandpa Simpson's car was the shit. That thing had some killer turning. This looks stable, stably slow. So maybe we jacked up something. Maybe in our player walk speed here, maybe we put a times 30 in here and see if that still goes slow, slow, slow. This does kind of remind me of Braid. I don't know if you've ever played that, K-Tron. There's this special ring that you get in Braid, and the closer you are to the ring, the more time slows down. It's like a cool, like, Matrix kind of thing, where it's like, yeah, it just changes speed based on your proximity to your ring. It's really cool. Okay. Well, this is looking stable then. That's looking stable. So if we go... Oh my god, no it's not. Look how slow we walk here at the start. Why would it... Yeah, I'm gonna really have to research some delta time stuff and see how to scale this stuff. This is super jacked. This is cool though. This is like the nitty-gritty, not the super nitty-gritty, but like this is the type of stuff that we need to think about as a game developer, you know? Because everyone's going to be running this on different machines. Someone's got a M3, someone's got a i3, or whatever. But the game needs to be a consistent experience for all those people. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want to modify too much stuff because this is so broken. I'm going to go back to our player walk state and we'll take out the accumulator here. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Nope. Let's see. Let's take out our accumulator. Are you in new school by now, Ktronics? Are you doing another semester or whatever? forgot where you're at with that. Well, we're super fast. Okay, we do need to fix this. I mean, I'm not going to figure it out tonight, but it was nice to kind of play around with it. I will have some homework to do. I'll research delta time management and theory and stuff, and we'll see if we can fix that. And then I am working on a new website. Well, it's my capstone project from my coding bootcamp. Working on a deployment for that so that hopefully people will be able to register their own accounts and start using that app. So I'll be sharing that in the near future once I get that hosted and everything. I don't know if I want to commit all this stuff because we jacked up a lot of stuff. It's okay, we'll figure it out. Like we are doing, what is this, entity update. We changed entities to be updated by accumulator, and that seems to actually be working. The geckos seem to be pretty stable. I'll test it. Oh, I don't have another machine to test it on right now. Yeah, this is the toughest part of game dev for me to wrap my head around. We do update our entity walk speed by accumulator, but then entity walk state, and then in our entity we also update our delta y and delta x by accumulator. Maybe that's what we were missing. Well, no, that's just for getting hit. That's for them slowing down. That shouldn't affect our just normal walking speed. Entity update by accumulator. That must be what we were screwing up for our player. Yeah, that must have been what we were screwing up. Is that we weren't updating our entity or our player entity by accumulator. I don't know. Because we had put player walk state in there as delta time, but our player was an entity which had accumulator already, so I really don't know. Yeah. I'll have to do some research and figure it out. I won't code it off stream, but I will research delta time and see if I can come up with a conceptual model for how that works, and then we can start to try to apply it to our character. This wasn't what today was supposed to be about, but it illuminates a bigger problem in the code base that we do need to figure out. So we'll be tackling more of that tomorrow. For now, I'll say we tested accumulator delta time for entities. Player speed way too fast. Yeah, tomorrow we will work on some more delta time stuff. I just need a better conceptual model for it.
Not my real model.
We will raid Year End because he had a cool little stream. He's working on a cool little game, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. We'll get some more delta time stuff done tomorrow. But yeah, I've got some homework to do. Yeah, Katron, you have a good night, dude. Thanks for hanging. I appreciate you. I'll catch you later, dude.